Well, hello everybody. I've got some tips here to help you stay cool in the sweltering Southeast Asian weather, because it does get sweltering here. The first one we're going to talk about is location. Let's say of your apartment. Most expats, just rent an apartment. But the location of it, like the first floor versus the fourth floor. Now, on the first floor, you can have some cool stuff like trees and bushes and maybe another building or something that's going to shade you from the heat or from the sun, so it doesn't beat down on your apartment all day long. So that's kind of nice. However, you sometimes don't get as much breeze down there as possible because of those obstacles in shading you from the sun. But now up on the fourth floor, you can get that breeze. However, you're not going to get those trees and bushes and stuff that are going to help you, kick back beat back that heat a little bit from the sun. But now, like, let's say if you are up on the fourth floor, even the first floor, but if you have an enclosed hallway going out to the other house instead of open, that helps a lot, because that insulates you from the sun and outside. And also, if it's got a window or two and a door going outside or whatever, it tends to funnel the breeze, and you can get some really, really cool breeze going through your apartment. Okay, now the next thing is going to be fans. Okay, now number one thing I look for in an apartment is ceiling fans. The more the better, especially ceiling fans right over your bed. And you'll see a lot of the nicer apartments, they'll definitely have a ceiling fan. And that helps a lot. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. We'll get into that here shortly. They also push the hot air out. If there's no breeze, kind of makes their own internal breeze, and it pushes it out through the windows and the doors, so kind of keeps a little bit cooler. So that's kind of cool. I have a 24-inch floor fan I picked up for about $35. And I used to have it on an extension cord, so I can just move it from one room to the next. And that helps a lot. If you got the breeze on you from a fan or from the wind or whatever, that helps a lot. I'm gonna say something about that. At nighttime, the temperature will go down, yay! But when that happens, the humidity goes up. So about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the morning, I gotta get, okay. 2 o'clock in the morning, the humidity can be up to like 100%, and then you just get clammy, and it just yuck. So like if you're just kind of sweaty and stuff, so if you got the fan on you, it still makes you clammy. Even with the air conditioner on, then you're cold and clammy. So so that's what do you do? We will talk about now about the elephant in the room, and that is air conditioning. It's great, and sometimes you need it, sometimes you really don't. However, some people do, and I understand. It takes a while sometimes to get acclimated, if you can, unless you have some issues or whatever. But now, like I knew a guy. He had a studio apartment when I first got here, and he wanted to check out how much it's going to cost him in that studio to have his air conditioner on all day long, all night long, because he was not getting any breeze through there at all. And that was costing him about $200 a month. Okay, so if you got the cash, that's fine. One of the things about that, though, I think, is try to acclimate yourself to the weather. Because if you're leaving your apartment and it's 75, 78 degrees in there, and you're going to walk down to the store and it's 95 out, it just makes it tougher to get acclimated. So anyways, something about the air conditioners, and I don't know too much about them, but we've got what they call the dual inverter air conditioners. Don't ask me, I don't know what it means, but it kind of works, I set mine on at night when I do need to use it in my bedroom. I set it at about 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 28 degrees Celsius. Some people think that's still hot, but I just need a little bit of the bite off, the heat off of it, And the cool thing about that, it's a newer one. When it gets down to that 82, it cuts off, but the fan stays on. And of course, when it gets a little bit hotter, gets above that 82, it turns it back on. You know, it's not like, you know, some hotel rooms you leave it on because hell, why not? It's free. You know, it comes with the price. But they don't turn off at all, and you know, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's like a meat locker, you know. So I kind of like that, and of course it saves a lot of money when it turns off at a specific temperature and turns back on. Okay. Now I got another one here, and that is your clothing. Now I was born and raised in northern Minnesota, and you know, I was taught that hey, when it gets hot, Mom would put on a pair of shorts on me and a t-shirt and yeah, go out and play, you know, short sleeves, sometimes just sleeveless, and yeah, that's supposed to cool you off. Well, that was the mindset, and for many years until I moved here to Southeast Asia, that's what I thought. And even when I was visiting here a lot, yeah, I'd have the t-shirts on and the shorts. And I started looking, what do the locals wear, you know? And you'll see that a lot of them, even when it's super hot, they're wearing long pants and long sleeve shirts and sometimes even more, you know, hoodies and stuff. And I'm going like, God, they must be freaking frying dressed up like that. But there's some reasoning behind that. But it just can't be any long pair of pants. If you're wearing your most favorite pair of Levi's and they're skin tight, now yeah, and a nice shirt that's tight. Now they need to be loose fitting so you can get a little bit of breeze between your clothing and your body, and that helps. The fabric that you use is also very important. You want things that can breathe. You know, I think this is linen. I had these made here, short sleeve, but I wear these UV when I go out, walk around, or on my motorbike because it's UV and it's cooler. It's cooler, I think, than a long sleeve. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, breathable material definitely, and that should help out a lot, you know. So yeah, take a look, see what people are doing, and you have a good idea. And you know, they'll wear any kind of color, you know, pants or shirts or whatever, but also it goes without saying the lighter color clothes is gonna not heat your body up as if you're wearing black pants and black shirt. It'll seem, and probably does get a little bit hotter than like a white shirt or a yellow or light blue or something. So that's that on that. And this last one is a lot of fun. Okay. It's a lot of fun, and you don't have to do it alone either. That's what's fun about it, and that is take a couple of showers during the day. Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not talking about going in there and doing the major scrub down and shampooing your hair. No, I'm talking about just like a pool shower. You know, you just jump in, you get wet, just kind of brush off some of the sweat and all that, and pat yourself dry, put your clothes back on. Go sit back in front of that fan and do what you were doing, watching TV, working on the computer, having a cold one. It helps. It helps. And I like the cold showers. And the funny thing about that is, here most of the water comes from the roof. They got big tanks up there, and they sit in the sunshine sometimes and get a little bit warm. The pipes coming down in through the walls. You know, if it's got sunshine sit, it'll get pretty warm, you know. And sometimes I really wished the water was colder because it just really cools you off, refreshes you, and yeah. Well, that was down and dirty on a couple of tips on how to stay cool. So I hope that helps, and thank you for watching. And you are my #1 fans now. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.